PLC Network here at CES 2021, an all-online digital event. And we have Corey here with Audio-Technica. How you doing, Corey?
Doing good today. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. And we have some exciting information to talk about in terms of new high-performance headphones coming from Audio-Technica.
That we do.
So what do we get to look at today?
So kind of a handful of the highlighted models that we've kind of been focusing on. Nothing new for the show this year, unfortunately, but these are some mainstays in the line that are going to be around for quite some time, just due to the popularity of them so far. So the ATH-AWP 900 is one of them. The other one is the ATH-AWKT, along with the ATH-AWAS, and all three of those are wooden back, closed back models. And we also have some information on the IEX1, which is an in-ear hybrid multi-driver high-performance headphone.
These are all for the audiophile community, and for those sitting, just wanting to sit at home in a nice listening room and enjoy their music with. Which one would you highlight for each? Like, who would you match up to each model specifically in terms of the target audience?
So the WP900 and the IEX1 definitely fall into more of a portable application. So these are people who are listening to high-res files on the go, whether they're, they have some sort of digital audio player that, can play back lossless files or high-res files. So that would be kind of that target customer, people who are commuting or traveling a bunch and want to have good quality sound on the go. And then the AWKT and the AWAS, definitely a bigger form factor. They have a lot more girth to them around the ears with longer cables as well. So those are kind of more so geared towards the audiophiles who are spinning vinyl at home. Maybe they're in an apartment and they don't want their neighbors to hear everything that they're listening to. Definitely more of kind of a home listening experience versus portable.
And in terms of driving these headphones, like I'm looking at the AWKTs now, they are a closed back pair of headphones. In terms of driving these headphones, are they going to be limited to 1/4 inch, or are they going to be 3.5 as well? Or, I mean, is it recommended? I'm guessing that these are going to be amp driven specifically, as per discussed in terms of turntables and whatnot.
Yeah, so we do, it is recommended to pair them with some kind of headphone amp to really eke the most performance out of them. They come with detachable cables, so you can kind of replace them depending on what outputs your gear has. So, for instance, it comes with a standard 1/4 inch single-ended cable out of the box, but you can upgrade to one of our B1XA cables, and it's got an XLR connector, so you can run a balanced signal from a headphone amp to the headphones.
Okay, and the IEX1, the in-ears here. Now, if I understand right, these are quad drivers.
We call it a hybrid multi-driver. So yeah, I mean, there's two. There's a 9.8 and an 8.8 millimeter dynamic driver, and then there are two balanced armatures. So I guess technically you can call it a quad driver, but kind of the nomenclature that we use is just a hybrid multi-driver, since they're not all the same type of driver.
So in terms of the materials that are used to create these headphones with that make them different from your store-bought headphones from places like Best Buy, and in models like this, you're actually using real wood.
Correct. Yep. The WP900, the AWKT, and AWAS are all hand-finished wood housings.
And for our viewers, I mean, what exactly does that do to the audio?
So every different type of wood has different resonant characteristics. So when you think of acoustic instruments, for example, it's many different types of wood that they're using for different price levels of guitar, because they have different kind of resonant properties. So that same principle kind of applies with our wooden back headphones. For example, the WP900, that's a flamed maple housing. And maple is used a lot in guitars, especially on a fretboard, because it's very dense and it's highly rigid as well. So it's not very susceptible to warping or anything like that. So when the driver is vibrating and resonating in the airspace in the wooden housing, you just get some warm, kind of rich characteristics that are natural when sound is vibrating through wood. So if you have a chance to listen to these three headphones, I mean, you'll definitely notice different sonic characteristics as you step from one to the other, and a lot of that has to do with the type of wood that we're using in the housings.
Yeah, it is definitely an interesting leap that's night and day when you go from something like a $50 pair, we'll just say Sony is off of Best Buy's,
Hmm.
main shelf and it's there,
Yeah,
to jumping into something like this that typically has such an incredible range to it, where if somebody has never experienced something like that, I mean, to them it is night and day. I mean,
yeah,
it'll definitely blow their mind. And yeah, it's always something important to bring up to our viewers because of the fact that a lot of these headphones are expensive to them. They're not
yeah.
used to spending this kind of money on audio, and sometimes it's difficult for them to get over that shock value of transitioning between just your normal consumer audio and audiophile listening.
For sure.
But
And when you really, dial into the nitty gritty of even, the copper that's used in the voice coils, the magnets, the type of magnets that are used to, create the response and the vibrations in the diaphragm, like there's probably millions of different ways that you can geek out on this stuff and really, kind of dig into the audio characteristics of each individual component. So that's why you tend to see a little higher price tag on stuff like this, is because these, it's carefully engineered, it's precision engineered, as opposed to just choosing, components that are mass marketed that are very, common. You look for magnets and materials that are a little more rare or take a little bit of extra time and dedication to manufacture, and that's when the price starts creeping up a little bit. But again, if you listen to them, it is like night and day.
now, like you said, all of these models are available currently on the market.
Correct. Yep. The WP900 is $650 street price. The AWKT, that's the Kokutan striped ebony housing, is $1899. The AWAS, which is the Japanese cherry, that's $1399. And the IEX1, that's that hybrid multi-driver in-ear headphone, goes for $1,200.
Cool. So for our viewers to be able to find this, clearly they can go to Audio-Technica's website.
Uh-huh.
And in terms of anywhere else that Audio-Technica would be available for these specific models, where exactly would they be looking?
B&H, Crutchfield, Music Direct is even one of our, top higher end product dealers. I don't just want to call out specific feud to, not play favorites with anybody, because we have, obviously a great dealer base. But if you're at all interested in these products specifically, definitely start by looking at AT's website, and we can kind of direct you from there as far as, who you're most comfortable buying from.
Perfect. It's always good to know, because you can't find something like this at your normal retail locations. Like, even though Audio-Technica is such a huge company and just about everybody sells your products, these kind of models are more specifically targeted for higher performance sellers, and not something like Target or Walmart, and in a lot of cases, Amazon either.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's definitely a specialty market. So there are some more specialty type dealers that speak to the audiophile community better than some of the mass market chains. So.
Well, perfect. So if you're watching this and you want to learn more information about these, definitely go to Audio-Technica's website. Go visit them. Go read more about these headphones. Maybe you might be able, or might want to get a pair on, for yourself. Go check out some of the retailers and try them out. So, Corey, thank you so much.
Thank you, James. Thanks for having me.
If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.